Hey, maybe I should change my background to dinosaur since I'm wearing Jurassic Park shirt.
Oh yeah.
Okay lah.
Hafiz got a lot of friends.
Volcano.
Volcano, okay. Never mind, okay. Wait, let me turn on my lights. My beauty light.
Welcome to the second episode of PixelStudio's Now You Know Season 3, where we introduce to you anything and everything on this planet. So learning is a life learning process and it's always fun and exciting to gain new knowledge. So this week we have Indra, who is going to share with us about
10 things non-guitarists do not know about the guitar. So after going through this, right, go and impress people. Even though you're not a guitarist, right, you throw these words or whatever jargons out there, they will be, whoa, impressive. So that's the aim, okay? Okay, simple facts. This one you need to know. First up, you just need to know there are two main types of guitar categories. The rest all don't need to know, okay? The acoustic on your left and the electric. An acoustic guitar generates its sound when the strings on the guitar vibrate. Everybody knows this, which then transmit their vibrations to the saddle, which is at the bridge. Is this black thing here on the bottom of the body, yeah? The saddle transmits its vibration to the soundboard, which is the entire guitar, and the soundboard and body amplified sound. Okay, finally the sound comes out through the sound hole, right? So that is why acoustic guitar comes with a thicker, hollowed body so that the sound can be amplified, right? Acoustic guitar can also come in nylon strings. Okay, not only steel strings, okay? Usually used in classical guitars and flamenco music. In steel strings, they usually use for all other types of genres of music like folk music, country, pop, rock, blues, and many more. In contrast, electric guitars mainly come in solid bodies, okay? One slab of wood with electronics installed. The electric guitar have pickups embedded in their body. These are pickups, you know, that long thingy, right? Long thingy, and this one is also quite broad, two pickups. There's these three pickups here. Here you can see the green sparkle Fender Stratocaster guitar comes with three pickups. The pickups are labeled as front, middle, and rear. Very easy. Okay, so three pickup combination here, and this is two pickup combination. So for this red guitar, it's front pickup and rear pickup. Pickups can be single coil or humbuckers. Humbuckers is like when you take two single coil and put them together. Okay, there's difference. The magnets that are placed in opposite polarity in humbuckers allows improvement to the signal to noise ratio. For example, if you take the single coil pickups, right, like this, you plug into the amplifier, where you're not playing anything, there's this sounding hum. To remove that, you put the you put two pickups together with opposing polarity, then we cancel out each other. Okay, it reduces the noise ratio. Okay, pickup converts the vibration of the strings into electric signals, which is then sent to an amplifier over a shielded cable. The amplifier converts the electric signal into sounds and plays it. Electric guitars usually come in steel strings because the pickups need to capture the vibration. Steel is better compared to nylon. Okay, so most electric guitars comes with metal strings, okay, steel strings. So most of these steel strings are plated in nickel. Though pure nickel and pure steel strings have become more popular in recent years. For me, I love nickel strings. I just love the tone. Just my preference. As I felt it's quite versatile for most genres of music that I play. Okay? And some electric guitars come with sound hole, you know, like this one, the red one. Technically, it's not a solid slab. Maybe half of it is solid, then the top part is like hollow, like semi-hollow. We don't call it a sound hole, we call it F-hole. Like what you see on violin, cellos, and double basses, which help to improve the resonance of the guitar, giving that a different tone. So that's the two main types, okay? Now let's go to the anatomy. This one you must know. To impress people on how well you know the guitar, you need to know the anatomy. Then people say, oh, the tuning peg, what's that? What is the tremolo bar? What's that? So you need to know this, okay? It's a must. You can't skip this part. We start from the top. Which is the headstock that holds the tuning pegs, okay, which you can turn to change the note of the strings by winding them up or down, which we call tuning. We have the nut here. The nut and the bridge, which is at the back, contains the saddle, and these are the 2 points where the string will be resting, suspended from the neck of the guitar, which is this one, the long piece of wood that connects to the body. Some guitarists, especially the rock guitarists, bend the neck of the guitar to push it forward to change the note. So technically you can actually bend it using the neck, but it's don't bend it too high because you break the neck. On the neck we have the fretboard. Okay, the neck is just that piece of wood. On top of that piece of wood there's a fretboard. Okay, a fretboard either made from similar materials to the neck like maple or another type of wood which changes the tone quality lah. Maybe let me grab something. Okay, you can see here the back part, this yellow wood is maple, but in front it's brown, it's rosewood, right? So the neck is actually the maple wood, right? Whereas the fretboard is this brown rosewood. Okay, this is Indian rosewood on top of maple, right? So sometimes you can have, the other guitars I have is like, they have maple at the back and maple as a fretboard as well. Each of them will have a different tonal characteristics, right? Okay, then on the fretboard, you have metal wires, the long strip of wires, which we call frets. They will come in like 20, 21, 22 or 24 frets. Modern guitars usually come in 24 frets, so you can play the higher notes for when you solo. Okay, so it's usually for like rock and heavy metal guitars, right? They have 24 frets. When the strings are pressed on the different location on the fretboard, the length of the string will change, which will affect the note produced. Okay, in terms of electronics, most of them will be on the body. The volume, volume to switch it on and off. The tone will not change the pitch of the note that you're playing. It will only give you either slightly you want more bass or more treble. That's what the tone volume is used for. Okay, we have the pickup selector. So over here, because you got two pickups, if you push the pickup selector forward, you activate the front pickup. If you push it at the back, you activate the back pickup. Front pickup are usually more bassier, more bass. The back pickups is usually more highs because of the position you put the pickups in. Okay, then if you put the pickup selector at the center, you activate both pickups. Okay, that's what the pickup selector is for. And we also have the tremolo bar, which is long thingy here. It's connected to a spring at the back of the guitar. You can use this to change the pitch of the note. Okay, you can basically make the string looser, or you can pull it up to make the string tighter, which change the note. So rather than bending the neck, you can use the tremolo bar to change the note. So it's mounted to the guitar body by screws, right? And attached to a few springs located at the back of the guitar body to activate this, what we call the dive and the pull movement, okay? There's an input jack. This is where you connect the guitar to the amplifier. Usually guitar use 1/4 inch. Most of you are familiar with it, right? 1/4 inch instrument cable to connect the guitar to the amplifier. Okay, that's what you need to know to impress people about the anatomy of the guitar. Okay, next on, I'll move to the different types of acoustic guitar bodies, from mini all the way to classical. You can see there's a slight difference in the change of the body, which affects the tonal quality. More bass, or you want more highs or more mids. I'm talking about frequency spectrum here, okay? For example, the Dreadnought, which is my favorite shape, has a bigger body, which provides a balanced frequency in the frequency spectrum, in my opinion, okay, compared to the Parlor, which has a smaller top and a bigger bum, we call it, right? This will have a slightly an excited mid-frequency. A certain type of music requires that, okay? So usually when you see a guitar ensemble, like 3 or 4 people playing the guitar, each of them will usually use different types of guitar for the different tonal qualities, okay? Each of the guitars here comes with their brand below, like Martin, Kala, Lakewood, Taylor, this guitar, specifically this mini guitar body is actually the custom guitar for Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran likes to play small guitars, a lot of highs and mids lah. Then he will do all the percussive thing on his guitar. So that's a customized Ed Sheeran's guitar. I think now he's using a different brand. The gypsy body style with this extended sound hole. The sound hole is slightly bigger. It's not round. It's this shape, some weird shape. And the way the body is constructed produces a very nasally kind of tone, which is popular for gypsy jazz. Nasally meaning like this is how I speak normally. Nasally is when I pinch my nose and talk. So that kind of a tone it will give you, okay? So acoustic guitar can come with a single cut, which is this one, or like this, right? There's a cut for you to access the higher frets for the higher notes, or just full body, no cuts at all. Okay. This album comes with double cuts because the more cuts you do, it will affect the tonal qualities, less bass and stuff like that. But usually acoustic guitar only got one single cut, which is just the bottom part. Alright. Of all the examples here, the only the Yamaha classical guitar here uses nylon strings. Okay, the rest is using metal strings, which is usually steel strings plated in either bronze or brass. That's for acoustic guitar. For electric guitar, usually they use steel or nickel, right? So, Taylor is another famous brand. Guess which guitar Taylor Swift is using? Taylor. Yes. For acoustic guitar, we just need to know Taylor, Gibson, and Martin. These three brands. You will not go wrong, right? Getting a guitar from any one of these brands. Okay, next is electric guitar. We go back to electric guitar. Some weird shapes you can see here. We have the Stratocaster from Fender, or Strat in short, a popular guitar body shape with a double cutaway. You have the bottom cut and the upper cut, right? The design makes it easier to get to the upper frets also. For you to reach those higher notes up the neck. Most modern guitars have this Stratocaster type of design, or S-style. We call it S-style guitar. S means Strat. Design. Some companies even modify the shape a bit and call it a super Strat with deeper cutaways, so you can access the 24 frets. So for example, the Ibanez you can see behind me. 7-string. Okay, the Fender Jaguar here, also double cutaway, but constructed in an offset waist kind of body. Quite cool, I see. Okay, it's also from Fender. This guitar comes with a lot of switches for you to have different tonal flexibility from the pickups. So made popular in the early 60s, in 1962 to be exact, for like surf music scene. So if you know Beach Boys, listen to their music and you can hear the reverb heavy electric guitar sound, most probably by the Jaguar or the Stratocaster step. The Fender Tele here, or Telecaster, was introduced in the 50s. Okay, right, 1950. It's a single cutaway, only bottom is cutaway, top is still not cut. Okay, it's the front pickup is covered in metal housings as opposed to plastic material as other pickups, and the rear single coil here is mounted on a metal plate, producing that high and mid twang, which is very popular in country music. Gibson Les Paul here is a single cut guitar also, but slightly thicker body compared to the Fender. And it's usually made using a mahogany slab of wood at the back and a maple top. This combination produces the go-to rock tone, okay, mahogany and maple top. The guitar is designed by factory manager John Huis and his team with inputs from an endorsement from a renowned guitarist back then, Les Paul. So they name it as a Les Paul body. And now the Les Paul body is actually known as one of the popular guitar body. Les Paul also comes with double cut with one on top, and they call it a Les Paul DC. DC means double cut, okay? Even though this is a solid body, nowadays these builders made chambers and pockets inside the body for weight relief, and some say improve the guitar's resonance. So they make the holes and chambers on the mahogany slab, which has a back, before slapping over the maple top. So next is the Gibson SG. It's a double cut guitar introduced in 1961, has easy and high fret access. Okay. Next we have the Explorer. Very cool looking. It's also from Gibson. And also the Firebird, like this. Okay, you can see the evolution from double cut, then you got a single cut, then double cut here, then from Firebird to Explorer, more or less the same, but only the headstock is pointed differently. Then Iceman, Japanese guitar company Ibanez, also one very popular, especially for rock music, made their own Iceman here, which is quite popular among rock and metal heads. The Mockingbird by American company BC Rich is also popular in the 80s and the 90s scene. And talk about pushing the envelope further, you can check out this Flying V. If this is not weird enough shape for you, you go and Google reverse V. Basically, this V is pointed the other way. The things you need to know is Les Paul, Tele, Strat. These are the three main ones. The rest all okay but these are the three main ones. When you see people playing the guitar, it's either the Strat body, Tele, or Les Paul. Okay. Next, let's go to types of wood. Okay, tone woods. We call these tone woods because these are some of the popular tone woods used to make guitars because of their qualities that makes it good for musical instruments. Those that is not labeled with any text like neck, fretboard are usually used to make guitar bodies. Okay, Gibson, the company Gibson and PRS or Paul Reed Smith's guitar use mahogany back as a body with a maple top, like what I mentioned just now. Maple is quite hard. Okay, so if you want to make maple as a whole body possible, but it's going to be super heavy. Right? And maple is very bright, so a lot of highs and mids. So we're talking about like tone woods here. The expensive ones are the ebony. Last time piano used ebony wood for the black thingy, but now they just cover it up. But ebony is very, very expensive. The most expensive here, I think, is the Brazilian rosewood over here. The neck itself can cost you $10,000. It's because it's rare nowadays, and companies cannot harvest them anymore. That's a ban put on it. And if you have a guitar with Brazilian rosewood, sometimes for like gigging musician, if you want to go into a country, they don't even allow the guitar to bring in unless you have a certification or whatever you play in advance. Some of you know Santana. Santana uses Paul Reed Smith PRS guitars, and his older model uses a full Brazilian rosewood neck and fingerboard. The neck itself is like what I mentioned, is $10,000 plus the body and everything is almost $20,000-$30,000. Sitka spruce is usually used to make acoustic guitar body because of the tonal qualities, while flame maple and quilted maple are commonly used to make the top layer of a guitar body for Les Paul and model or from Gibson and PRS. Okay. So these tone woods come with different densities and hardness, which will affect the tonal qualities they provide to the guitar. The orange and the blue scale here will roughly give you the tonal characteristics of some of these woods shown here. Okay. Next, what is the truss rod? The truss rod's primary function in both electric and acoustic steel string guitars is to stabilize the neck against the tension of the string, which exert a great deal of force on the guitar. Usually, it is made of steel or graphite bar inside the neck before you sandwich the fingerboard over. A guitar neck made of wood is prone to bending, right? Bending due to mainly to atmospheric changes. When you buy a guitar US in winter, then you bring it in Singapore, the wood will warp, right? So this will allow you to adjust to make the neck straight. You don't want to play a neck with a bowed neck or reverse bow, right? So there's like screws here for you to adjust it. When you put all the 6 strings, it's more enough to bend the neck. So the truss rod keeps the neck straight by countering the pull of the strings and the natural tendencies in the wood. So truss rod adjustment is done usually via an Allen key, you can see here, situated at one or both ends of the rod, which is located at the headstock here, right? Or at the end of the neck, which is near the body. So it depends on whether your neck is this way. If this way, you need to loosen it to make it like a U shape. If it's this way, you need to tighten it to make it this way, to make it straight. Okay? You just need to know, turn clockwise to tighten it, to make it this way, and turn it counter clockwise to loosen it. Okay? Next, standard tuning. Okay, let's do it. Guitars are tuned according to these notes. E, A, D, G, B, and the high E. Use this mnemonic to remember this standard tuning. Every amateur does get better eventually. Or maybe you can use your other mnemonics. This is from the top string, which is the thickest string, to the bottom, which is the thinnest string. That thin string produces a higher note. Okay, but the thinnest string is also known as the first string. So we don't count the string from the top. We count the string from below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if you put the guitar this way, right? So it's not from the top down, it's from down up. So the first string is usually the thinnest string. And the sixth string is the top string, which is the thickest string. Okay? So if you go this way, like so I say, what's the note on the open third string? 1, 2, 3, which is the G. If you use a tuning fork or electric tuner, we will usually set the tuning to 440 Hertz. And all the guitars are tuned this way when you buy it from the music shop or when they come from the factory. Okay, this is the standard tuning. We also have alternate tunings. Okay, I like to share some of the common ones. Basically, the semitone tuning is the same, but you detune it one semitone down, so you go back one. So everything is still the same, no change. This small B here is known as a flat, where you go back
flat. When you go forward, it's a sharp indicated by a hex sign. Okay, so same. You don't change anything. It's just all the string. You just you tune lower one semitone down. Drop D. You don't change anything, but you only change the top, the sixth string. You make it 2 semitones down, lower. The changing of this alternate tune is to accommodate the singer's range, and it makes it easier to play on the guitar due to like less string tension and stuff, especially for the semitone tuning. I just now mentioned the flat and the sharp thingy, so but just for info for you for example, take example the note A. When you go backwards, one semitone is called an A flat. Okay, then you go back to A again. When you go forward, it's called A sharp, something like that, indicated by a small b, which is the flat, and sharp is a hex sign. Okay, but A sharp is also a B flat, as they share the same note, which I will not elaborate. That's music theory, and let me know if you guys want to know. Maybe we can do a basic music theory 101. Okay, drop D, basically what I mentioned already. It's just the sixth string. You tone 2 semitones down from E to D. This is popular in rock and metal music so that the guitarist can do quick chord changes rather than holding a complex chord like this. You just use one finger with this tuning. So it's easier for you to play fast and quick chord changes, which is popular in metal and rock music nowadays. Okay. So the last one here is the DAG-GET tuning, which affects the tuning on the sixth string, which we detune one whole step to 2 semitones down. And the second string, which is we also detune one whole step to 2 semitones down from B to A, as well as the first string, which we also detune one whole step from E to D. This tuning is common in Celtic music and some folk music. But when you do all this alternate tuning, your chord position also changes. Okay, so just to take note. Okay, that's all about alternate tunings. The next one is string galores. What I have for you here are multi-necks guitars. Some of them have different tunings on each neck. Some have different number of strings on each neck. For example, this PRS double neck Dragon guitar here has a 12-string top neck and a 6-string bottom neck. A famous song that uses this 12 and 6-string combo is Hotel California by Eagles. Okay, one of my influencers, like Hafiz just mentioned, Stevie Ray, here holding a triple neck made by Japanese company Ibanez, consisting of a 12-string guitar, which is the top one. The fretboard is half fretted, half fretless. Okay, when you play a fretless fretboard, it will sound more of like a violin. Okay, that kind of a tonal characteristic. The second neck here is a 7-string guitar, okay, with the extra low string, which is the 7th string on top. And below is actually a 4-string short scale bass neck. It's actually a bass guitar and 2 guitars combined into one. Okay. Below him is Michelangelo Betio using a double neck guitar, but in a different way. It's left and right. Okay, he usually plays this. He just tap on it to create like to do harmony plays. Okay, to play it, he basically taps the string without plucking it on both necks. So he's ambidextrous. Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick uses a 5-neck guitar. 12-string on top, 3 6-strings in between with different tunings, and a 6-string fretless at the bottom. The guitar looks heavy on him, don't you think so? Okay, the acoustic guitar here is actually has multiple hubs on it. So we call it a hub guitar, and the black guitar below here is a custom double neck guitar by French guitar maker Vigier for virtuoso guitarist Bumblefoot, who used to play for Guns N' Roses recently. Very good player. The top neck is a piece of metal, fretless, and bottom is the normal 6-string guitar. Famous guitarists. Okay, before I end, these are some of the guitarists you need to know to impress your friends. Most guitarists will know these guys. Most of them are virtuosos, and most of them here are my idol, whom had a great impact in my music development growing up, and the reason why I play the guitar. First up is Jimi Hendrix. You just tell Jimi, everybody know, familiar Jimi Hendrix, left-handed player. You just say his name, almost all guitarists will know. Jimi Hendrix was the single most inventive electric guitarist in the day, in the 80s, 70s. He did more to extend the reach of the instrument than anyone else of his generation. He single-handedly demolished traditional definition of music by playing and recording sounds made with his guitar that defy transposition or even explanation. He add fire to the guitar and play. Then he played the guitar with his legs, with all this percussive sound and stuff like that. Go and check him out. Jimmy Page riffs and solos, while they may lack the same finesse as other guitarists, they are always memorable because he emphasized on melodies. Okay, he knows how to move people with his music lah, and especially during live shows, he goes more for magic than perfect. So the first person that I see to use a violin bow on a Les Paul guitar, that's Jimmy Page for you from Led Zeppelin. Paco De Lucia, I'm also a fan of classical guitar and flamenco music. I shall not say more. It seems like he has like 10 fingers on each hand. Okay, my influence on flamenco music is because of him. Fun fact, Bryan Adams invited him to play on one of his songs. Can you guess which song? Hafiz? The song is Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman? Listen to the feels in between the verses and how he accompanied Bryan Adams' the lyrics in the vocal melodies and the call and answer techniques using the Phrygian mode. So for Hafiz, the Phrygian mode, if you use the C scale like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? In Phrygian mode, the second, third, sixth, and seventh notes is flatted, right? Which gives that very mysterious sounding scale. So Paco really blew my mind away. Very orchestral with his style, not to mention his odd time fills, those amazing dotted notes and stuff. It's very amazing.
Next one is Eddie Van Halen. Eddie was beyond the limitation of genre lah. Basically, his playing style and techniques is out of this world. He recently passed away in 2020. Eddie embodied the instrument alongside everything he played. He had the ultimate touch, tone and feel, because he understood the deep roots of like blues and feel. He put his feel and emotion in his guitar play. As good as on the guitar and the keyboard, listen to the song Jump. You guys familiar by Van Halen, and you know what I mean. After soloing on the guitar, he goes to the keyboard and play a complex piece. And also check out Eruption, which is bring him to where he was. Eruption by Van Halen, instrumental piece lah. A master of the tapping techniques, very melodious, and he also used you can see that using a drill to play on the guitar. For him, he used the drill for the percussive sound effects for the guitar. Stevie Ray Vaughan, master of the modern blues and very melodic quick riffing techniques, caught my eye. Amazingly, he used like super thick strings and managed to do all those incredible bends. This guy is just crazy. Mostly blues music, rock blues music. And you can see Steve I think he was younger then, playing with the band Whitesnake using the triple neck heart-shaped guitar logo. So rather than playing this, he can also do all this kind of thing like what Michelangelo did. Go check out how he played it lah. So like his arms everywhere. Vi was my greatest influence. Check his instrumental album Passion and Warfare. It's a must here for all guitarists. So you just say, Steve, check out. Passion and Warfare was a great album. Once you say that, people respect. All right. So must hear for all guitarists lah. Passion and Warfare, very iconic, that made him a legend. John Petrucci from Dream Theater, very tight, very complex riffing techniques, very accurate. Made me a fan of his mastery. I often like to hear music with odd time signatures and multiple key changes. The music Dream Theater makes just blows my mind away. It's not for everyone, but I find it intellectually stimulating. Rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. For them, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's that kind of odd time signature, which I find it intellectually stimulating. I don't know why. So another great guitarist is Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big. He also emphasized on melodies. I like those who can produce good melodies rather than just do fast playing. Guitarists who plays fast, we call them shredders. Shred down the fretboard. Unbelievable. He's very inventive in terms of guitar techniques. Sometimes when you play fast, you need to play melodically with good catchy melodies. Paul always achieved that. Jason Becker, another one of my respected and great influence. He accomplished greatness at such a young age. Super fast shredder and master of the Fiat sweep picking techniques. You can Google what is sweep picking. It's scary. He can go up the neck like nobody's business. Check out his song Altitude. And you know what I mean lah. It's not for beginners and not many guitarists can play that tune perfectly.
I call him the modern classical rock genius. Okay, sadly, he was diagnosed with ALS or Lou Gehrig disease in 1991 when he's just 22 years old. This neuromuscular disease took away his ability to play the guitar, walk, and even speak. So now he cannot move anything. He can move his eyes, and he has since relied on the support from his parents to survive. And his father actually created this computer communication system. It uses his eye movement to spell things out. So the family understand how they stand. So brilliant. So Google Jason Becker out. A lot of popular guitarists out there is doing like charity to get to sell some of his old guitar, this guitar, and some of his old guitars to fund for him. His medical expenses and stuff like that. Last but not least is Guthrie Govan, an English guitarist and guitar teacher. Basically, this guy is a genius. Has a brilliant mind. He's so smart. Collaborated with Hans Zimmer before for some of the pieces. Won Guitarist of the Year. Can play any type of genre well. Okay, any type of genre well, and super fast with his fingers too, and is super articulate. Basically, I call him is the virtuoso's virtuoso. Your teacher's teacher, your professor's professor, your doctor's doctor. He is that good. Okay, so remember these few names and say it to your guitarist friend to impress them, and they will look at you differently for sure. Okay. What else next? Okay, this is my credits and references for today.
You can also mention like female famous guitarists like Orianthi lah.
Oh, Orianthi, yeah, Orianthi played for Michael Jackson before, yeah. But before Orianthi, there's Jennifer Batten. Yeah, Orianthi has a mix of Stevie Vai and Santana, because this is the two of her influence. She's Australian. There's a lot of famous Australian guitarists as well. Question 1 of 10. Answer before the time's run out. I give you more time. Which tone wood below is not usually used to make guitar bodies?
Alamak.
I give you MCQ. Usually not used. Either it's too heavy or too expensive. It's not worth.
Dark red meranti.
Hey bro, the Indonesian they use meranti nowadays.
Yes, Jeletong.
Some of the companies they send the production to Indonesia, then they use meranti. Apparently it's stone wood. The answer is ebony. Ebony is usually for fretboard only. Okay, basswood is a body. Rosewood is usually also neck. Maple is either top or neck lah. For acoustic guitar, they use sometimes they use rosewood, but at the sides and the back.
But I thought you said that maple is one of the heavier wood, right?
Heavier, yeah. So that's why they do.
Usually, then that it's right to say that usually the people don't use maple to make bodies, no?
Correct. But so far, I only know one guitar from Japan, ESP. It's by this band, Lynch Mob lah. But nobody buys it lah. This is the only guitar that I know will make the entire body is heavy. It's super heavy. Oh, you perform 1-2 hours on stage, you injure yourself.
You put like a floor pack or something like that. Mounted.
Or stand, okay?
Woo!
And then dispute. No. Come on, Ray. Question 2. The note produced on the guitar can be altered by bending the strings. Other parts of the guitar can also be used to achieve this, except what? Okay, you want to make it, you want to make the tone, the note high or flat. You can use either one, except adjusting the tone knob. The tone knob will not adjust the pitch. Okay, tremolo bar can lah. Okay, you can stretch the string and depress it and dive. Tuning pegs, of course, can. You can tune. Bending the neck of the guitar. Remember? Yeah. So yes, the correct answer is adjusting the tone knob.
But bending the neck, that one is only for those adventurous ones.
Oh, it's break no.
If not, every concert pecah the neck.
Happened before, but it happened in rock lah. Rock, nobody cares. They got sponsors. Alright, question 3. These are examples of different types of electric guitar bodies. Which is the incorrect answer? Quite easy, right, for you?
First correct answer, please. No.
The correct answer is Grand Concert. Telly, I told you right. Telly Les Paul Strat. you all must know. Okay, reverse V is the last one in the slide that I sent you. Fireman, Firebird is also a part of a guitar body lah. Okay, grand concert is actually a acoustic guitar body. It's not electric. Okay, come on, that's good. Come on, guys.
I
Don't worry,
actually
try. If the neck of the guitar has a bow, right, and the string are too far away from your fretboard, you should wipe the truss rod by turning it clockwise or anti-clockwise. So you loosen or tighten the truss rod, and how you tighten or loosen, is it by clockwise or anti-clockwise? But you all know, if you understand the concept, power. What's it? Not bad. Yes. If your bow is like this, yeah, then you need to pull it to make it straight. Because if it's a bow, right, the string is too far away from the fret. It's very hard for you to play. And if it's a reverse bow, right, the string will touch the fret without you fretting it, and there's a lot of buzzing coming up. So this is a way for you to straighten the neck back. Technically, a super straight neck is also not playable, right? You need to have a slight bow, then it's comfortable. A slight bow meaning like you, slightly. Okay, it's like the string is like 2 papers away from the fret when you do the testing. Okay, a slight bow, then it's more comfortable. Okay, well done. Yay! Good job, guys. Question 5. In a standard tuning, what is the note on the 4th string of the guitar? Select E, B, D, A. Which one? And the answer is...
I pressed the wrong key.
Alamak! It's D.
Actually, I was counting just now. And then
counting
I pressed
E, B, G, D, A, and the low E. Okay? Yeah, there's 2 E's. Okay, so it's D. Okay. Now, back to the top of the mountain. Ren, what are you doing? Name one left-handed guitarist you see in the presentation. Just now, everybody is holding here like this, right? The fella only is holding guitar like this. And that guy, he used a right-handed guitar to play left. Yet. And you need to know him. It's Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix. He's holding the guitar this way rather than the other. Okay, it's Jimi Hendrix. Remember this name. Okay, throw it when you talk to your guitarist friend. So, oh, you know Jimi. It's not our time lah, but this guy is. You need to know him lah. Okay.
Alamak.
Well done. Finek, come on, Finek. Okay, question 7 out of 10. Name one type of acoustic guitar body. One example is Dreadnought. There are like 5 or 6 other. Not the brand, the type. The Ed Sheeran one, what's the body type? Ed Sheeran one?
The easiest one.
Yes, that's how you identify 1 or 2. I don't identify all, but if you identify all, it's good. But not many people will know. So, it's classical guitar. It's a classical guitar body. Grand concert. Can accept more answers. Who give grand concert?
me.
Guitar dah can. Concert. Yeah, can. Yay. Then see full result. Yay. Okay, question 8. One of Indra's influences is a guitarist who plays the triple neck guitar. What is his name? If you get it wrong, I'm going to kill you.
There's too many people just now.
The one that's playing a triple neck guitar. Who is that guy?
Okay, I think it's this one.
You can put his
Rain,
full name
remember?
or just one.
I don't know.
You can put Lady Gaga or something like that.
Not Taylor Swift. I did mention Taylor Swift. Steve Van. Sting. I didn't mention Sting. Who says Sting? Steve Van wrong spelling but I think I
Who
can.
is Steve Van?
It's Steve Vai.
Remember wrongly.
Then I can accept this one.
I was gonna type Steve Vai and then I I was thinking he's not the one with the triple neck one. So I didn't type it.
No, but then
he
there's a
was the one.
clue that he did mention that Stevie Ray is his biggest influence.
Yeah, so I remember the name, but then I forgot that he plays the triple. I thought it was someone else. So I didn't type his name.
If people
I should have just try.
Yeah, try. In life, you need to try. If not, you do not know where you can go. Okay. He is also one of the forefront to introduce 7-string guitar to rock music. Last time, all the guitar is 6 strings. So he introduced 7-string, then Korn, the band Korn start to do all these kind of things. Wow. All right. Come on.
Alamak. Yeah.
Ray got a lot of small twist.
You what? Alamak Raya, you also
In a modern guitar of
No,
rock
wait.
and metal music, how many frets do the
Oh,
guitar
dear.
usually have? How many frets? More than 20, definitely. For modern guitars. I mentioned just now. At the back, mostly.
That's why I know how whack
Try lah.
Anyhow.
Mostly.
Oh.
Yes, 27 Fuh. Siapa ni? 27? Hantam kita dah. It's 24 frets. Modern guitar usually 24.
I remember seeing an odd number just now, you see.
20, 21, 22, 24. Okay. Right. Good try. Come on.
Come on, here now.
No, it's about you. Select the incorrect statement. This one I give you 30 seconds, I think. Need to analyze it, okay? Look at your phone. Generally, electric guitars have smaller bodies compared to acoustic guitars. Electric guitar use pickups to produce sound from the vibrating strings. Acoustic and electric guitars are usually fixed with steel and nylon strings. Electric guitars will not have a sound hole for resonance. The keyword is shell, is with the wheel.
Alamak. Too late.
Time's up, and the answer is 3. Correct. Electric guitar, you put nylon string will. I never seen anybody use nylon string before.
Exactly, I've not known anyone to electric guitar using nylon string.
Yeah. But don't be confused with there's some acoustic guitars with a slimmer body that you can plug into them.
Yeah, that one-
But that
that
is
one I
still
see.
that one is still acoustic guitar. It's not electric in that sense, lah. Okay. So yes, the answer is number 3. And the
Alamak.
winner is.
See, I told you, as usual.
Syafiq. Afika Pangsayu.
Yeah, why?
Good try, but I hope you guys capture some, of the essence from here, right? Congrats, Hannah. And yeah, so if you want to impress your friends, go and throw some of these jargons and some of these keywords out there and tell them, oh yeah, I know Jimi Hendrix, I know Stevie Ray.
Thank you, Indra, for sharing interesting things about guitar that we've never known before. Hopefully, y'all have learned one thing or two to boast to your friends about those who do not know anything about guitar. And I hope you enjoyed today's session. Subscribe and like if you've enjoyed this video. And thank you guys, and see you next week.
Bye. See ya. Thank you guys. Have a nice lunch. See ya. Bye. Take care.